Meanwhile, Chip Kelly, the head coach of UCLA, who previously coached the 49ers for a year and the Eagles for 3, it's clear he's trying to get back into the NFL as an offensive coordinator. If you parse through the language of some of the reports that have emerged in recent weeks, he's interested, far more interested than a team has been interested in him yet. He reportedly interviewed at least twice for the Raiders job. I had heard earlier this week that's the job he wanted. Now there's some vague reporting possibly linking him to the Commanders, and it feels like it's more he's interested in the Commanders than the Commanders interested in him. But this is a guy, and Peter, we talked yesterday about the Boston College coach leaving to be defensive coordinator of the Packers.
Right.
This shift in college football is making head coaches of teams that aren't going to be able to compete because they don't have the money for NIL. It's making them look for ways out of college football.
You're right about that, Mike, and I think that, you know, for people to understand the impact of NIL on college football, understand that, for instance, Nick Saban did not make his decision in a vacuum. Soon after the end of his season, several players went to him and said, in essence, what's my NIL deal this year? What are we going to do? How much more money can I make? Blah, blah, blah. I heard more than a few, actually. And in addition, a very prominent agent told me a couple of weeks ago, he was on the trail. This was after the college football season. He's out trying to recruit draft-eligible players. And one of them was trying to decide whether he was going to go back in the draft was going to enter the draft or he was going to go back to his team in college football. And this agent said that the player asked him to ask the college coach, hey, listen, could you get him an increase of X in his NIL deal? And if you got him that, he'll come back. And if you didn't, he was going to enter the draft. And this agent called the college football coach, and he said that to him, and the coach just said, well, give me a day, I'll try to do it, but I can't pay him more than our quarterback in NIL. And so I don't know what ended up happening, but those are the kind of things that are happening in college football. And you say, well, geez, why would these guys want to go from being a highly paid head coach in college football to a lesser paid coordinator in the NFL? And I think it has to do with, in the case of Chip Kelly, look, what does Chip Kelly have? $50 million in the bank? I don't have any idea. He's got a lot of money in the bank, whatever it is. And so now he's probably, at whatever age he is, 60 years old? I don't know what he
60.
is. But yeah, he's probably 60. Saying, oh, he's 60? That was a wild guess. I didn't know. But anyway, he's probably saying, I would rather coach for the love of coaching and because I want to coach, even if I'm going to make half the amount of money that I was making or less, because this is a total pain in the rear end. That's just a guess of mine. I haven't talked to Chip Kelly since he was the coach of the Eagles.
The only way to fix college football, and this is the great irony of the situation they now have to deal with, the way to fix it is make all of the players employees, let them unionize, and have a league like the NFL, the NCAA. They're all part of the same bargaining unit. They come up with rules for how you can sign and pay and salary cap, etc. That's the only way to fix it, is to just finally give in and pay them and deal with all the ramifications on the back end. That's the only way to get it back to what it was, because it's going to be the teams that have the NIL money, the teams that don't, and the teams that do. And, I remember when West Virginia would have a good year unexpectedly. Well, you didn't have to worry about losing the great players. Now, boom, gone.
Yeah.
Boom, gone. Hey, you got a great player. Boom, gone. We can pay him. You can't. Boom, gone. All right, we're gone for a few minutes. When we return, when did Kyle Shanahan first realize that Brock Purdy was the guy? Story time with his boss, Jed York, next year on
This is an amazing story. It really is good.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.